Wow, bruh, fans. So we are coming to a close for season 4. This is the penultimate episode, season 9, episode 9, entitled Secrets and Weakness. And spoiler warning, I'm giving both episodes a 9 out of 10. So yeah, I think they were pretty good. Yet again, we have week 5 of a pair of bruh episodes where each one complements the other pretty well. So before moving forward into the review, if you are a bruh fan, I know there's only like a handful on the channel, or at the very least, more than I know. It's just that when I look at the view count of my bruh videos, they aren't that high, but the few are strong, meaning that they always show up, watch the content, and leave a couple of comments. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let's jump into this review. So Jack shows up. And remember at the end of episode 8, the one nurse he kind of had on payroll, if you will, told him the exact room number that Claudia was in. So Jack shows up, goes into the room, attempts to strangle Claudia, but turns out it's just a pillow under a blanket. And after he just throws the dinner tray down on the floor, he knocks over the little food cart. Greg comes in moments later. I don't know if he comes in because he overhears the commotion or if he comes in just to look, to see if Claudia's there, or excuse me, to see if there was, well, if he went over there just to look, to check in on Claudia, or if he overheard the commotion and is like, wait a minute, what's going on? Finds out Claudia's gone. He calls Tom, and they actually released a sneak peek of this Wednesday night. So Tom is acting surprised, like, Claudia's gone? Wait, what? So later we see that Tom rushes to the hospital, but before he makes it to the floor, you have Greg talking with the same detective from a few episodes ago, just kind of going over the missing patient situation. The fact that, look, I came in, the food cart was knocked over, the patient was nowhere to be found, and that's pretty much all he knows. Tom comes in and he starts going in on the detective for letting this happen, basically saying like, look, none of you all listen to me. I told you about how Claudia's life was in danger. The couple of attempts on her life. How many was it? You had the dead rat thing. I don't know if that was an attempt on her life or just a scare tactic. Then you had the most recent one where the dude came in and tried to smother her with a pillow, and yet the best they can think of was to move her to another floor. Also, the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, Jack just strolled into the room, so we can assume that there was no cop on duty at that particular time. So Tom has every right to just go off. And it's not just because I was right and you were wrong. It's the fact that there's a patient who's missing, and what are they going to do about it? And Greg tries to remind, like, yo, calm down, man. Remember, there's a promotion on the line. And then remember the boss from episode, what was it, episode 2 or 4? Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this dude. Basically, the chief physician at the hospital comes up and tells Tom he'd like to speak with him in the break room. And, him and Greg walk away. And then the boss wants to talk with the detective about Dr. Brooks. And, it's like, oh, wow, like Tom's probably in trouble the way he was kind of blowing up on the detective. But it turns out that when the physician goes to the break room to talk with Tom one-on-one, he's basically impressed by how Tom handled the situation because, Tom feels close to the Claudia thing because his mom was, an abuse victim. And at first, Tom feels like he's about to be reprimanded. It's like, oh, yeah, never make it personal when dealing with a patient. But the doctor's like, hey, that's exactly why I admire you. You don't bend the rules, but you abide by the rules. Yet you, maybe bend the rules is the correct term. It's just the fact that Tom goes above and beyond. And the fact that he was absolutely correct. He was the one that told the detective, the social worker, basically the chain of command, like, hey, this patient is in danger. If we keep her in her current situation, there's no doubt she's going to get killed. And the fact that you did everything you could in order to ensure that it didn't happen, but hey, she went missing anyway, it's just a sign that as a doctor, you truly do care. And I mean, you handled it professionally. Sure, he could have definitely went in on the detective a lot harsher than he did, but the doctor was definitely impressed by how it was handled. Even the detective was. So much so that tomorrow he's going to talk to the board, I guess, announcing his retirement and also giving Tom, kind of like Andy getting, the partner position in Sistas. The discussion is going to be had with the highest recommendation that Tom is the new, chief physician of the hospital. And yeah, it's kind of awkward that, dang, he's about to get his job. But we find out at the very end that Tom comes home with some food and Claudia is at his place. And oh man, that's a bit of a doozy. So everything else regarding the episode, we go over to the yoga studio, and I guess in a interesting turn of events from how the last episode ended, where Natalie, was sick of Bill and the fact that she was nothing more than a distraction from him playing house with Regina. So Bill comes in, positions himself behind her, and then they just start going at it. But then come to find out that he's having the look of shame on his face, and she can read it like, basically, you regret having sex. No, it was great. It's just that we shouldn't have done that. And when he tries to get dressed like he has morals and leave, she quickly calls him out for, his hypocritical behavior. Is like, wait, do you think I'm a sex addict? No, Bill, you're not a sex addict. You're addicted to me. I bet you think about me all the time and whatnot. And it's just crazy to me that Natalie thinks, if nothing else, Natalie is kind of like Tamara from Sistas, someone who is like the side piece of one of the guys, but she thinks she's more important than she truly is. Like, there's no way Tamara ranks in Gary's mind on the level of Andy. And in Natalie's mind, she thinks she's Bill's, like, go-to number one. I mean, yeah, he's technically going to her, but, there's Bill, there's Regina, and then there's Natalie, but Natalie doesn't know about the Claudia factor. So I wonder how that would make her feel if she thinks she's the only one outside of Regina that Bill is hooking up with. So Bill clearly hasn't learned anything. I ain't gonna lie, though. Natalie coming on to him the way she did, I would have faulted. There you go. Now, we go over to Mike's apartment, and we learn a couple things, because Mike is still in rehab, and Pam comes in later and tells Bill and John. So John is over there, and he says that he goes over there like clear his head. It's an oasis away from his apartment with Miss Alice, and he's like, yeah, I go here to just unwind and whatnot. But it turns out by unwind, it means he hires, I don't know if prostitutes is the right word, or hookers, or let's just say he hires female company for a wild time. And he has a woman come over, but he actually sends her off because Bill is there taking a shower because he has a huge hickey on his chest. And John tries to use some of Pam's foundation and to cover it up, but obviously it's not going to work, because when you look at Bill and Pam's complexions, it's not a match. And essentially, and this is a running gag even into episode 10, you have characters calling out Bill for being a sex addict, and he's like, no man, I ain't even like that. And it's kind of funny because even though he's been ducking and dodging John's attempts to get him to buy Blessings Incorporated merchandise, he does wind up buying all the cologne that John has on, on hand at the moment, so he can utilize that to eliminate any possible lingering Natalie aroma after, taking that shower. So Pam comes in as Bill is about to head out, and she's there to kind of restock the groceries and whatnot, because Mike is finally coming out of rehab this week. And she kind of asks the guys, like, so what are you doing here? Oh, we got keys too. John uses it as an oasis. And she's like, Bill, I'd really love to hear why you wanted to come over here. Oh, no, man, I'm about to head out. Oh, yeah, good luck, Bill. Wait, why'd you say good luck, Bill? Nothing. It's just a thing. It's kind of like the equivalent of have a safe trip, travel. Hey, come sit with me and talk. No, and then John is forced to go on the couch and talk with Pam, no doubt trying to find out any sort of tea. So he grabs a couple of the flowers that Pam brought for Mike, and goes home to Regina and gives her the flowers. And, she's ready to get a little frisky. So take off your clothes. Oh, no. I'm just, hey, new Bill, new attitude, new habits. And instead of, showing off my body, he rubs her feet and then, goes down on hers. Like, nah, it's about you. So that's pretty much the oh yeah, she does call out the funky Blessings Incorporated cologne. Dang it, John, I thought the cologne would at least smell decent. Sheesh. But that's about it. Solid episode. The Claudia stuff is really good, and it definitely sets up what's to come in the finale for season 4. So let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next